go.
Okay, not this one. Yes. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? And today we have Kishore from Moving Images on the panel, and today we'll be discussing about Tenet, Wonder Woman 1984, and AK vs AK, all the latest releases. Not latest, recently releases, I would say. And I'll just get into the discussion. Just before that, let me know how's the audio, how's the video, everything all right. The mods are in the chat. Hello Sayed. Do let me know. Hopefully everyone got notifications for this. It's been a long time since we did this one, something like this. I hope everything's fine. You know, last time what happened, I was streaming and I had a power cut and 2 times. So the power came back, I started streaming again, and again it happened. Okay, everything looks good. Hi Suna, hi, and guys, welcome Kishore. You're on screen, Kishore.
Thanks for
Welcome,
having me.
Thank you for again coming.
Sure, always a pleasure. Sorry, last time my internet was acting up. So this time I have a stable broadband, so
Yeah, hopefully everything works fine.
you
Otherwise
will get to see me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise we always have a phone and we can call you.
Yeah, we have a couple of backup options that we explored last time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hopefully no power cuts for me today. And yeah, let's begin. Let's begin with the discussion.
Sure.
Guys, there'll be spoilers, just letting you know. So
Yeah,
be aware
absolutely.
of that.
I don't care for spoilers. So fair warning.
So before I start, I want to ask you, because you saw Tenet and Wonder Woman in theaters. What was going back to theaters after so long? What was your last film in theaters before the lockdown?
My last film was sometime in February. It was the Tamil film Kannum Kannum Kollayedithan, the Dulquer Salman film.
Okay.
I think that was my last film, if I remember right. It's been so long. And for Tenet, I actually traveled all the way to Chennai, which is like a 2 hours train ride,
Okay.
and I watched it in IMAX.
Great.
Which in hindsight, I shouldn't have taken that risk. But still, I mean, if you're going to go back to the theater after a long time, you might want to do it, for something like a film event like Tenet.
Yeah.
And then, after that, I went to the theater again for Wonder Woman, but this time I didn't travel all the way to Chennai. It was still in the city that I lived in. But it was fun. I mean, I don't feel like anything has changed.
Okay.
I mean, even the less number of crowd doesn't change anything at all. People still clap, still shout, still make it hard to hear the dialogues, whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that theaters are opening up. I'm just waiting for the day where we'll have like 100% occupancy.
Oh man, I think that will take a lot of time.
Yeah, but I mean, we are getting there. So
Yeah. So what was the IMAX worth it? Because I saw it in
I don't
normal screen.
know. It didn't wow me.
Okay.
Like the IMAX aspect of it didn't actually wow me.
Okay.
Maybe it was the IMAX that I went, or maybe because I'm so jaded. The thing is, I was in the US for the past 8 years.
Okay.
And over there, you have IMAX and then you have LIMAX, which is just, screens claiming to be IMAX.
Okay.
And I've been to both. I've been wowed by both. I watched Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol in IMAX, the premiere show, and that's when you had the first 8 minutes of Dark Knight Rises a year before that movie released. You
Oh,
had that review, and it was amazing. I've never seen anything like that. That was my experience.
okay.
And ever since that, I've been watching movies in this proper IMAX, and then I've been to a couple of IMAXs, and somehow I feel the IMAX in Chennai are more close to the IMAX than the IMAX.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning their authenticity. It's just that it didn't. It's just that I've experienced the best of the best. So this doesn't wow me.
Yeah.
Like it felt like any other regular screen.
Yeah. I use that term, best. I've seen the best of the best for thriller films in India. Like I've seen
Okay.
something really good, but you're giving me just something I've already seen, better in a better way.
Yeah, I mean, once you. So here's the thing. Have you ever been? You probably went to all PVR
Yeah.
theaters, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, they post this Dolby thing, the balls flying in,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then there's a voice that says "all around you."
Yeah.
You wouldn't have caught it because all you will hear is "all" and "you."
Yeah.
The around usually gets cut in most Indian theaters that I went to. But in the US theaters, they play the same thing and you can hear all around you, those three words.
Okay.
It's supposed to go from left to right.
Yeah.
So our theaters, they skimp on that speakers for the back.
Okay.
And it's such a shameful thing that they do it in something like PVR. And why do you have to, actually run that clip and show us where you're lacking?
You know,
Uh, I mean,
I
I'm curious to know if other people have also experienced that. If you go to any PBR theater or anywhere where they do that Dolby digital thing, it's
yeah.
usually it says all around you. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to tell it to a couple of my friends, and they were like, "Oh, we never caught it. We heard was all you, and we just assumed that it's saying something."
Yeah. I actually in Mumbai there's a theater which is dome shaped. It's IMAX, and it like it's a like it is very different than what Inox IMAX is and what other IMAXs are,
Oh,
because
those are the old IMAX
yeah,
that they
yeah,
usually use in planetariums and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, those
like
are
even
built for cinematic experience, if you will.
no, they're not. It's not on dome. It's just in front of you. They are not using the
No, no, no,
dome
no.
right
I
now.
know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's not
Yeah,
on a dome, but those are the old IMAXs,
yeah,
the
yeah,
really old ones. Yeah, they probably use those analog projections.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So
I
yeah,
would say they are still better than the ones we watch.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. It's still IMAX.
Yeah, because even their aspect ratio is is very squarish,
No,
unlike
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the theater I went had that same aspect ratio. It's just that I wasn't wowed by it the way
yeah,
that I was wowed when I watched this thing, Mission Impossible.
yeah. Okay, so everyone in the chat is letting me know what they watched. Kapela 2 days before
Yeah,
lockdown. Tanaji. Okay, so let's move on to Tenet.
sure.
And as I said, your experience of going to cinemas, and do you think that your does going to cinemas after so long and experiencing that has influences your judgment about a film?
Um, I don't know. I mean, the films that got released during this lockdown period, although there were only a few, they weren't films that actually, actually needed a theatrical release.
Yeah,
Some would argue that Surya Reporter, the Surya movie,
yeah,
deserved like a theatrical release, but that's just for the atmosphere rather than the actual, that I absolutely have to watch it on a big screen. So you weren't missing out on much.
okay,
It wasn't like a self-imposed thing where I didn't go to a theater and then I went to a theater. It's just that the world stopped, so you weren't missing on much.
yeah,
And we just picked up wherever we left back in February.
yeah,
So it didn't feel like that long a gap.
okay. I
Like I said, it feels pretty much the same to me. You feel comfortable going back to the theater. Of course, you have to do hand sanitization, wearing the
yeah,
mask throughout the movie and whatnot. I appreciate the more room for me to keep my hands. I use the adjoining seats to keep my popcorn and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
It's nice to have that, but and then again, I go to theaters alone, so my experience might be different from. I heard a couple of people behind me and who are like arguing with the usher. They were like, he was asking them to sit and like leave a seat
Yeah,
in between them. And they were like, "Oh, we came together." It's like doesn't matter, move.
yeah, yeah.
So
I've heard that.
I guess for people who are going on a date kind of thing for the movies, yeah, those people might have their experiences ruined.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I, I,
I think the experience remains the same.
yeah. I think for me it was really something surreal going back to theaters again. Like even first of all, no ads. I'm so happy. There are no ads in the theaters.
Oh, they will come back. Yeah,
Yeah,
those things will come back. Oh, we didn't have national anthem as well. Wow.
we had,
Okay,
we had.
the PVR that I usually go to usually has that. They didn't have it this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we had for both the time I went, and I think even I saw trailers like Fast and Furious 9 and not Mission Impossible, No Time to Die, and even Suryavanshi.
No time to do.
Like even
Oh God,
that trailer,
Suryavanshi, what was up with that film, man? I mean, the trailer
even
was confusing.
that's what even that trailer. Watching it on the big screen, I enjoyed watching it. Like honestly, like it feels
Places, it
different.
seems like they're making like a tongue-in-cheek reference to how formulaic and masala this whole thing is, and in other places they are actually serious, and that scares me.
it's
Like Akshay
it's
Kumar bringing in this one Muslim guy and saying, "Oh, this is the model Muslim that we want
yeah,
in
yeah,
India." What the fuck?
I think it's just to like all on masala film with, and you know what
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it like the tongue-in-cheek way that you did, like every scene that Ranveer Singh is in, it's like very tongue-in-cheek, right?
yeah,
They are like, we know what we're doing is crazy and we love it. That kind of thing. Don't take yourself too seriously.
yeah. I think
Hindu Muslim, Indian Muslim.
yeah,
As someone said in the comment. Yeah, it was very cringy. But I don't know. Yeah, seeing Akshay Kumar's all film choices in the recent few years, I wouldn't be surprised. But
definitely.
yeah, even Fast and Furious was like it's lost its charm. I wasn't wowed by it anymore.
Yeah. Now
It felt
it's
like
just
another Suryavanshi.
it just feels like they are just trying to, now where can we go now, should we go take a car to space? I think that's the only
Yeah,
thing left.
probably. I would have appreciated if they had put a trailer for Top Gun.
Which film?
Uh, Top Gun.
Oh, Top
Maverick.
Gun. Yeah. I think that will be better.
Yeah,
But I think it's too delayed. Maybe that's why. I think even
I
no.
don't know. I would still love to see that trailer rather than all this crappy trailers.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, trailers, they didn't make an impact, but the film experience by itself was good.
Hi Josh, guys. If you heard the music in the beginning of the stream, it was by Josh. Go check out his channel. Okay, Kerala. The theaters are still closed, so people are jealous. Thank you, Gopal
Oh,
Krishnan.
come
And
over here. Come to Tamil Nadu.
and guys, my Dia review is out. You can check it out.
don't care about Corona. All we care about are our theaters and stars and whatnot. So come over here. We can exchange strains.
Yeah. We have a statement. Tenet is an overrated movie. Nolan simply made the time inversion complex without explaining it properly. And with that, let's get to Tenet. Your overview first.
First, I didn't feel like the film was that complex.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to boast that I understand all this. I just felt like the movie itself says that don't try to think about it,
Yeah.
just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And if you do, you kind of get the point.
Yeah.
It's only when you think about all the nitty-gritties, how would they drink water when they are being inversed, or how would they use the toilet and all
Yeah.
that. When you think about it, that's when you realize that it's too complex and not. If you just watch it as a movie, as it is, yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It's the least complex movies from Christopher
Yeah.
Nolan, and yeah, I was the experience was fine, but I was also disappointed that there wasn't any, truly emotional connect.
Yeah.
And that was a criticism that a lot of people had. And
Yeah.
there was
Even
some
me.
rebuttal. There was some rebuttal from people saying that, oh, this is Nolan trying to make a Bond film, so
Yeah.
that's why there's no emotional connect. What do you mean? All the recent Bond films since the reboot, starring Daniel Craig, has banked on this emotional connect more than the gadgets, right?
Yeah.
Be it the Bond girl in the first one, Casino Royale, then this old pupil or whatever in Skyfall, and then his own brother. There's always the emotional connect. You are always worried about the character's safety, and this actually made me realize how much all those actors in previous Nolan films made the film work.
Yeah.
You know, uh, be it DiCaprio or Christian Bale, they actually put in a lot of effort into that, or even in Interstellar.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
Matthew.
um, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
So you kind of see how much they bring to that film to make you actually, empathize with them.
Yeah.
When Matthew McConaughey, breaks down seeing all those years of videos, or when DiCaprio in Inception, tries to stop his wife from committing suicide. Um, I feel that it was more the actors than the direction that made you connect with those characters.
Yeah.
And the hero here, John David Washington, he's fine. He's
Yeah.
fine, but he isn't that great as to make you root for him or empathize with him. And the script didn't give him much.
Okay.
It felt like an Indian movie at times. He just sees a girl and then falls in love.
Yeah. 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 Even I
Uh,
felt, that the hero thing of Indian cinema, that the hero can grasp everything quickly. He's good at everything. He just needs time. Like he got just introduced to this theory, and like next moment, first time he uses it, he's good at it, and next time he just wins everything. Like
He's
it's
a
just
Mary Sue. But that's even fine. You can attribute that to his CIA training or whatnot. But, the emotional connect was not there.
yeah,
And some people were like, even telling me sarcastically, oh, but didn't you shed a tear when, his character and Pattinson's character, part ways for the final time?
yeah,
And I was like, no, they claim to be becoming this good friends during the time of the movie, but whatever that was, I'm pretty sure it was off screen, because whatever chemistry they had on screen was,
nothing. Yes,
it was very rushed and it didn't feel deserving. Like they do this one mission in Mumbai, right?
yeah,
And then he shows up for that whatever that
the
the
plane.
whole
Yeah,
painting thing, which was totally unnecessary for the story. It didn't take it anywhere.
yeah,
Even in hindsight, with the whole inversion thing, yeah, you could have skipped that and it wouldn't have changed anything. But other than that, they didn't have any real moments to connect.
yeah,
And yeah, it didn't feel like the movie those emotional moments. And the usual problems with Nolan's film, like a lot of exposition. Think about the first 20 to 40 minutes. What happens? Our hero goes somewhere, meets someone, and then they ask him to go somewhere else, meet another person. He does that. He does that again. He does that again. He does that like 4 or 5 times. And that one bit of information, like the one chunk of information, is just split between those four people.
yeah,
And there's an organic way to do it, like him finding these things by himself as the story progresses. But no, it's just like every other Nolan film, you just have a exposition dump.
yeah,
Like, yeah, he meets this person who recruits him on the boat, and then they ask him to go to Mumbai. He meets Dimple Kapadia there. She asks him to go meet this whatever.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, I think that was after he met the painting lady or before. I don't know. Whatever, Michael Caine, and then goes and meet this painting lady, the
He
heroine.
he he tells
Whatever.
him to wear good clothes, right? I think it is before.
Yeah, I mean, so he just goes and meets all these different people. And
Yeah.
then suddenly in the second half, it feels like a movie by itself. That whole thing where one group is going forward, the other is going back in time. They were shooting at a lot of people, but who are they shooting at? Who are they fighting with?
Yeah.
I know it's Sato's men and whatnot, but there wasn't like any emotional stake. The
Yeah.
only two characters you actually worried about was Pattinson and Washington.
Yeah.
So anyone else you didn't care about. You didn't even know whether they were going forward, backward, unless you really paid attention, saw their badges and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked cool, but yeah.
Definitely looked cool.
But yeah, as a movie experience, sure, it looked cool. It looked nice, but Inception did it better,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The whole spectacle of buildings folding into each other and all that, and then you at the core of it, you had a nice story.
Yeah.
It's still a heist film, same as this. This is a heist film too, more or less.
Yeah.
It's an espionage heist, whatever you want to call it. It's an adventure film. But I feel that one did it better. So I don't know.
Yeah. Easily.
And Nolan took a huge risk by gambling on this, making it very expensive, releasing it during pandemic,
Yeah.
and that backfired. And now Warner Brother wants to release every movie in HBO Max as well as theaters. They don't want to take any more risks.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Have you seen the honest trailer on Tenet?
No, I didn't see the honest trailer. I saw the pitch meeting for it though.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Try watching the honest trailer. I think they come up with some great points.
Sure.
I think the moment you're talking about where he sheds a tear for Pattinson's character, I chuckled because I was like, why is he crying again? Like how like what happened? Why is he crying? I was so confused, and okay, they're trying to
You
show.
had to really pay attention to know that, to see that little keychain on his bag,
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. That was, I
realize that,
think,
it's
that was
Pattinson's character
too.
who takes a bullet for him.
Yeah, that was, I
It's like,
think, too
okay,
obvious.
if you want to make this the only, huge emotional moment, you could have shown that a little bit better.
Yeah.
I know you want to have this whole reveal thing and whatnot, but it wasn't enough with the whole camera jumping around and you don't know what you're looking at for the most part.
Yeah.
A missed opportunity, but still, it's a nice movie. It's like a visual spectacle, but
Yeah.
he has already done something way better than this. And that's the thing with Inception. It was a far-fetched concept, but the concept itself wasn't playing the key role. All you had to know was that you could get into someone's dreams.
Yeah.
But other than that, they don't over-explain it. And the technology itself doesn't play a key role. It's the people involved in it. They have to convince this man to, break his company. Those were the stakes.
Yeah.
With Interstellar, Nolan did a smart thing by actually collaborating with an astrophysicist, Kip Thorne,
Yeah.
who used the film's budget to simulate how a black hole would look like, and he actually published 2 papers out of it.
Yeah.
So, which is nice. So that adds like a level of authenticity to it. And then when it comes to Tenet, he didn't consult any, as far as I know, any expert in it. He just came up with this half-assed concept, and it's fine if you want to keep the concept obscure and what. But they also tend to over-explain and under-explain it at the same time.
Yeah.
And the technology itself is the one that's playing the key role in moving the plot forward, unlike Inception.
Yeah, I get it.
So everything else is dependent on this technology that Nolan doesn't want to explain, and we cannot get behind it unless we understand it.
Yeah.
So that's where the disparity is. He didn't make it unnecessarily complex. He just, I just think that he himself doesn't have any idea how this thing works.
I think even like the
So if you stop it falls apart really fast.
Yeah. I think even the actors said that they were not sure what they are doing.
I mean, I can see that happening.
Yeah. There's a comment. What are your thoughts on not explicitly letting us know that Neil is actually Kat's son? I was missing that wow factor. I think that was too obvious. Like it was.
Was it though?
Yeah. I think the
Was it
keychain.
though?
First of all, the keychain. I think they
Yeah,
show
but
they show in a scene that
how do you say that Neil is Kat's son?
because he was wearing the kid was wearing the bag with that keychain. There's a in the
Was she
beginning of the
though?
film. Is the beginning of the film when we first time see his son, her son. We see that
Okay,
keychain on his bag, and I think the
okay.
ending scene with him looking at both of them and the camera the last scene
But
of the
does that
film.
change anything for you though, knowing that information?
It makes me imagine things that what will happen now. Now they'll get to know each other. He'll be his
I
maybe
mean, it
stepfather.
just makes the hero look like an asshole, right? Because
Yeah,
here's the woman he loves, and he sort of recruits that son. If this is true, he recruits that son and sends him to his death,
but
only to save him. He
isn't
knows
that
that.
what the army does? You know, it recruits.
Yeah, but well, the hero is not the army.
But they're saying the
And
word,
he's
right?
been establishing that he loves this woman, right?
Yeah.
This woman, he loves her. He's even willing to risk the entire world for her. And what he does with the one thing that she loves more,
But he cannot change it,
is,
right? Because what happens happened.
I don't
So
know, man. It just makes him look like an asshole. Like, this is not a, something like a revelation that you get from Inception, where you see that was Cobb in a dream or was it all real, and then you
yeah,
realize that the wedding ring was his totem all along. That
yeah.
changes your perspective. This is like, okay,
Okay. Moving on. One last thing about again for me. I think just thinking about this concept, then visualizing it for us, I think it was just mind blowing. But again, the story
yeah.
was
Someone
the
drew
connection was
comparisons
missing.
with Primer. No, Primer was one thing. It was very clear about its rules.
Yeah.
It was complex, but it warranted that kind of a complexity, and it kept it simple. Yeah, here I don't think you can even draw comparisons. Primer was a well done movie.
Have you seen Dark?
I did. I was like, I finished first season. I was halfway into second season, and I just got bored.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was too boring for me.
Okay.
Like I can kind of see what you're trying to do here, but can you like get to the point?
No, there's a someone mentioned about how Dark is similar to this film, but I don't see that. But in that,
No.
like, I cannot say anything because it will be a spoiler for you. Hopefully, but I would say
I don't care.
give
I don't
Dark
care.
give Dark a
There's no
shot.
spoiler. I mean, I can kind of guess what's happening here. I could kind of even guess the ending, and I don't really care. Like they were taking way too long to get there.
Okay, let
It's
me.
the same reason that I didn't finish Breaking Bad. I
Okay,
stopped after season 3 because
okay,
yeah, they are really cool, but you have to sit for like 40 to 50 minutes of plain
drama.
mundane, boring things to get there.
Okay, I get it. I get
And
it.
that's not efficient storytelling for me, at least.
Okay, but
Like I can see that if you want to do like a slow burn, that's a whole other thing.
yeah,
Like all the while you're just keeping me guessing what's going to happen and all that. But with something like Dark or even especially Breaking Bad, there is no slow burn.
yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen. You're just waiting for something exciting to happen, but you don't know what's going to happen. You're not waiting for an actual resolution to something that's going on there. Like every time the family sits together to have breakfast or lunch, it just stops the whole story dead. Just doesn't move.
I get your criticism. I think there is
Yeah.
little bit of frustration. Even I felt that. I think season two makes increases more questions than it answers. But I think
Yeah, I mean, it was a struggle to even remember all those names at first. And then
I
once you
think
realize that, okay, so this is, once they reveal the concept, you know that, okay, now you've taken your time, you've revealed the concept. Okay, this is a time
ah
travel movie, this is what is happening. Okay, I get it. Now they should have, fastened the pace. Now you got people involved, this is the reveal, now let's pick it up. But no, like your story is about the end of the world itself, right? The stakes are really high.
I
Then you
would
cannot, yeah, you cannot afford to wait and slow things down and show every little thing.
yeah.
You are getting impatient as a viewer. Like, the world is ending on what are you guys doing here? Like, this one guy stalking this other girl in her swimming class. What is there to add? Why are you showing me this?
I feel you. I understand the frustration, but I feel that after watching the whole 3 seasons, there's a reason for all the scenes. Like I can say
I
that,
know,
and
but I don't want to wait till that end to get that gratification.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have
yeah.
already lost me. If I'm not able to continue watching you after halfway through season two, then you have lost me.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Let's
I mean,
not.
if others have the patience to sit and watch it through,
Yeah,
good for you. The Dark wasn't a series for me.
yeah. I can totally get it. Okay, let's
Yeah.
move on. One more thing,
Mhm.
this debate of if you don't get the movie, watch it multiple times because it's meant to be watched again and again to understand. That's how good that film is. What's your take on that?
Okay. I mean, you can watch it again and again if it entertains you. Like, each time you watch it, you realize something new and that excites you and stuff like that. Then yeah, go for it, right?
Yeah,
I still enjoy watching Inception again and again. Not because I didn't understand it the first time.
yeah,
I did fine. But every time you watch it, you notice a little detail, and that enriches your experience of watching that movie. But I
yeah,
don't get behind the point of first time I don't understand jack shit, and then I have to watch it again to understand what was even happening. Then I don't get behind those kind of films. Like, if I didn't understand jack shit in the first viewing, what is even there for me to make me go watch it again?
yeah.
Breaking Bad is the greatest movie of all time. Wow, it's a series.
uh,
Sorry. No. Yeah. Coming back to that. Yeah. So you need to have something for it, and that something should be something that excites them, rather than it shouldn't become like a homework. Like, the first time I'm reading this chapter, I understand nothing. Okay, let me just sit and read it again and again till I understand something.
yeah,
Uh, so
makes
yeah,
sense.
someone is comparing Shining. Shining is better than Shining is a whole other beast, man. Don't even get into it. Shining, even after watching it multiple times, there are still a lot of stuff that you won't get. And it was meant as that kind of a film. It's not a film that was meant to be rewatched and understood.
Yeah,
Like, Stanley Kubrick had this whole the whole architecture of the hotel make no sense.
yeah,
It doesn't make sense when you look at it, and that's meant to give you the experience of being lost in that movie, similar to how the characters get lost in that maze at the end of the climax. So it was kind of an experience thing. Yeah, it's totally different from how Inception is. Inception, yeah, they didn't do the whole immersive experience of you going into this dream landscape, because Nolan didn't do a lot of stuff with visual effects.
yeah,
Most of the time, it just felt like our real world. It didn't feel like a dream,
yeah,
right? I think something like what's that movie? Something like Eternal Sunshine of the
yeah,
Spotless Mind. Those did all those memory thing way better than what Inception did. And if you just want to see worlds collapsing within each other, I think Doctor Strange did it better than Inception.
yeah.
And there's this one Hitchcock movie, I keep forgetting the name. Uh, it had this whole dream sequence that was done by Salvador Dali, the famous painter. full film. It's in black and white. You should go watch it if you haven't.
Okay.
That whole dream sequence is very surreal. That it it feels how the dream will feel like.
Yeah.
With Inception, you weren't going in for the immersive experience. It was more like, yeah, there is this whole heist thing going on. It's just set in this different kind of plane, but at end of the day, it's a heist movie, like a
Yeah.
Ocean's 11 or whatever.
Someone said the
Yeah,
Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange, that didn't have a dream sequence, did it? No,
No.
if I remember right. And no, it's not Vertigo. It, let me look it up. But yeah, in the meantime, we can keep going while you don't want to.
I was actually last thing about Tenet. There's a lot of criticism about him. He's becoming too overindulgent with just making things too complicated instead of telling a story. How do you look at it? Is it a flaw or is it just his style? Like even the actors saying they were confused and it's just all in his mind. Is it you call it his style or it's just a flaw? Move on.
I don't know. I think he just bit more than he could chew with this movie.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he will go back to his, he's an indie filmmaker. We keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
End of day, Nolan is an indie filmmaker. Spielberg is someone who makes cinema.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want a pure cinematic experience, Spielberg or George Lucas, or those are the ones who make cinema. Nolan is someone who makes films. I know they are interchangeable, but in this argument, they are totally different. I'm not saying it's art film, but he's an indie, has to go back to his indie film roots. And maybe he might do it in his next film, like dial it down. I think he did that after Interstellar with Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Dunkirk, yeah, it's a huge budget film, but it didn't deal with anything complex.
Yeah. He made it complex.
No, he didn't throw any new concepts at you. Yeah, he did. He made it complex through editing, through the whole non-linear thing. But that's his stick. He's not going to change it.
Yeah.
But even then, you can still follow the movie fine, right? You didn't have to watch it again and again to understand what was happening.
Yeah.
A bit of history lesson, and there you go.
I think
yeah.
After this debacle with Warner Brothers and HBO Max, I think he will be going indie.
I don't know. I mean, with how things went this year, I won't be surprised with anything anymore.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Nolan is going to make another Star Wars film.
Wow.
The next Star Wars film is
will
going to
be.
be Nolan. I don't know. Anything can happen. I mean, Patty Jenkins is going to make a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Imagine jumping from Wonder Woman to Star Wars.
Yeah.
But John Favreau has made a wonderful Star Wars TV series.
Yeah.
A feat that no one thought would be possible.
Yeah.
Like director of Iron Man and Chef. So yeah, I mean, anything can happen.
Talking about Mandalorian, I've not seen season 2, but I know the ending. Spoiler alert, guys.
Oh, why? Okay.
I got spoiled.
I don't care for spoilers, but most cases I don't care for spoilers. If someone just reveals the ending, it's still fine for me. But with the Mandalorian season 2, especially, if you're like a long term, I won't spoil what happened.
Yeah.
But if you're a long term Star Wars fan, like me sitting there watching it, them revealing bit by bit this one special character, and I was like clapping my hands, and I was like, I wanted that experience, and it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Right? Even if I rewatch it, I'm not going to get that same experience again. So yeah, that was absolute. I was mildly spoiled because my dad somehow watched it before me, that episode, but he didn't know who that character was.
Oh.
He just says someone just comes in the end and saves everyone. It's like, okay, don't tell me anything more. Let me just watch this. Like the bit by bit reveal was it was rewarding. But other than that, I felt this season was way stronger than season 1.
Okay.
Season 1 was I loved season one for it being its own thing. It didn't connect with the greater, Star Wars mythos. It didn't have anything to do with the Skywalker family and whatnot. There wasn't mention about Jedi's and Sith and whatnot.
Yeah.
It just felt like a Western. And then once they established that, season two was, balls to the walls. Let's just go out there, do what we want to do. There was a lot of fan service,
Yeah.
With long-term characters from other media like animation, all those animated series, Star
Yeah.
Wars series, like the other Mandalorians and this one little special Jedi. They brought them to live action for the first time. That felt like a fan service, but it was done in a way that it also felt deserving.
Yeah.
It's like good fan service
Yeah.
for you to have invested all this time in this world, only for the movies to prove again and again that whatever you watched back then, it's not canon anymore.
Yeah.
Let's bring those characters here. I love that. And like I said, the ending by itself was a huge fan service, something that even the films didn't manage to do. Like the later sequels didn't manage to do that kind of a fan service. I loved every moment of it.
Yeah. Someone said Taika Waititi is also directing Star Wars.
Yeah, he did. No, he directed a couple
episode.
of.
I think the season one finale he directed that.
That robot that sacrifices itself in
Yeah.
the first season.
Yeah.
A droid, sorry.
Yeah.
So
someone asked, and that was actually my question about that. That someone asked that can I watch Mandalorian without having seen the Star Wars universe? And I think
can.
someone.
I mean, you won't recognize some of the fan service they do in season 2.
Okay.
But you can read those up.
Yeah.
After you watch the thing, you'll still enjoy it fine.
And my question was today only I just got an article saying that they did it again. Like Star Wars cannot survive without the Skywalker, and it hit me. I was actually happy. Oh, literally he showed up, and I was like, after reading that article, I was like, really, like again with them, they cannot do Star Wars without Skywalker. Why cannot it just
Absolutely
be?
not. Absolutely not. And you just spoiled it. After all, me dancing around all those things, just spoiled it. No, they could have brought in any Jedi. Mace Windu.
Yeah.
It still would have been awesome. Instead of the green lightsaber, you just show a purple lightsaber and people are going to go mad. Sure. You could have brought back Ashoka Tano and it would have been the same thing. You don't just need Skywalker for this to work.
Yeah.
Any other Jedi would have made it work. Or they could have just skipped the whole thing and it still would have worked fine. The season was strong by itself. The characters were strong. They were good standalone characters.
Yeah.
This was a fan service.
I get it. Yeah.
It doesn't take away anything.
Yeah.
It just adds to it.
I think a show like this, people have to realize that it's not, they are not trying to get nominated for an Emmy. It's about
They
telling.
might. You
No,
don't
but
know. This
the
season was really strong.
attempt is not that like to please the critics
No,
and
the attempt is it comes from a place of love.
yeah.
People who love Star Wars and who respect it, rather
Yeah.
than someone like Ryan Johnson who is like, I don't care what the hell you did with the previous one. I'm just going to make my own movie and confuse everything so that it's damaged beyond repair. This Last Jedi, man, I don't know. JJ set up a lot of those, mystery boxes, and Ryan Johnson was, here are all your mystery boxes. I'm just going to throw them away. Good luck making the third film.
Honestly,
He actually ended the trilogy in the second film. Got rid of the main villain, and like, okay, what next?
yeah.
So no, these John Favreau and especially Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is like the right hand man to George Lucas. His knowledge about Star Wars is like encyclopedic. He knows everything there is to know about Star Wars, more than even George Lucas does.
Yeah. I
With the
get that.
Star Wars Rebel series and whatnot, and he was the one who directed the episode where you see Ashoka Tano.
Yeah.
Having him help you with the series, it's going to add that authenticity that it doesn't change too much from what we've seen.
Yeah.
Or even Boba Fett. Boba Fett makes another spoiler. Boba Fett returns in this, and they do it in such a classy way. I feel that the original trilogy didn't do justice to someone like as cool as Boba Fett. He just stands there, utters a few lines, and then he just gets thrown into the Sarlacc pit like it was nothing. But here they actually managed to make him into a badass. And having those kind of people who grew up with Star Wars and who respect the source material, that makes all the difference. There was this one interview where I heard that every new director who comes in have to meet with Jon Favreau, and the first thing he asks is, "Do you love Star Wars?" Like that was like an important criteria for him to recruit these people and hand them over. I mean, come on, man. Apollo Creed from Rocky, he directed an episode. He's the one who plays that old black man. I forgot the character's name. He directed an episode. We live in such a crazy time where Apollo Creed from Rocky has directed a Star Wars episode. And that guy is like way old. He's like 75 now.
Yeah.
He's still fit, but yes, and the episode that he directed was awesome. That's the one where him and they all go into this imperial thing and steal that huge lorry kind of hovercraft. That episode, it was really nice, right? The ending where the Razor Crest comes back and Baby Yoda is like waving his hand, having the time of his life. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So, anyone can direct a Star Wars film or a series now, as long as you love
it,
the source material. And that's exciting times. They had a missed opportunity with the sequel trilogy. It started off okay-ish. It could have gone somewhere great, but it didn't, because you didn't have these kind of passionate people behind it. And I feel like they have rectified it with this TV series, and now they have just announced like another 25 more Star Wars TV series, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is getting a Star Wars TV series now, so I'm excited to see where they go with it. Like I said, Pat Jenkins is going to direct a Star Wars movie, Rogue Squadron, right? It's like a prequel to Rogue One, and I'm genuinely excited to see what she does with it.
Yeah. I think let's not stretch the Star Wars thing, but I'll just add that I think Last Jedi is one of the best Star Wars films for me. Just saying again, but I understand your point that I'm not someone who's a big fan of the lore. I'm somewhat I respect the.
Have to, but it's just it's a film that's meant for it's a film series that's meant for kids.
Yeah, totally.
You just have to ask yourself, did I enjoy watching that film?
Yeah.
That's it. End of day.
There's.
I didn't enjoy watching Last Jedi. It just felt disappointing, time and time again. But oh well, each their own.
Yeah, I think the chat is with you, and that's Ankit is with you. Okay, so moving on to Wonder Woman 1984. Overview, thoughts.
I loved it. I was actually surprised that a lot of reviewers didn't like it, and a lot of other people too.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we really loved the first part. It was really, intense. Wonder Woman being the only woman walking in a no man's land, that was symbolic and whatnot. And this just felt like popcorn flick."
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of, you cannot make an intense film after film. With a superhero.
Yeah.
Depending on that era, you have to keep changing things around, and I'm fine with that. This Wonder Woman 1 felt like an intense, dark World War kind of film that had a superhero in it.
Yeah.
And this one felt like an actual superhero movie,
Yeah.
right? And we haven't had that in a very long time. Marvel's films are just like I don't see Marvel's films like superhero films. They're more like superhero serials.
Yeah.
I mean it in a good way.
Yeah.
It's like watching Justice League cartoon or whatnot. They are serials.
Yeah.
Each movie is an episode.
Yeah.
But we haven't had like a standalone superhero film in a very long time.
Yes.
And we needed that kind of a break, to break away from that routine. And now seeing this, I mean, the first 20 minutes seemed like it was directed by Sam Raimi. It felt like a Spider-Man original trilogy kind of movie, right?
Yeah.
Or even more specifically, like Patty Jenkins said, it was she was drawing inspiration from the Christopher Reeves, Richard Donner Superman movies.
Yeah.
And this absolutely felt like that. It just didn't feel like a movie that was placed in the 80s. It felt like a movie that was made in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean that in a good way. And I like that. Yeah, I get why some people have criticism about the whole cheetah character.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take her out of the movie, there's not much is going to change.
Yeah.
But there were also criticisms saying that you didn't see a lot of Wonder Woman in it, right? You see her in the first scene in the mall, and then it's only after an hour or something that you actually see her again,
Yeah.
being Wonder Woman and all that fight.
I
I
think
don't know, but they were trying to set up a whole lot of other things within that time. Some felt it like it was like, and most of these critics, like this is going back to your first question about the theatrical experience. All these critics who are reviewing this movie being disappointed, they all watched it on HBO Max.
Yeah. I think that's a big decider.
Surprisingly. I watched it in theater, and when you're in a theater, you don't have your phone or anything to remind you how
Long it is.
about the time.
Yeah.
So longer movies don't feel that long when you're watching it in theater.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I should watch Dark in theaters. For me, it felt perfect. I was actually disappointed when they had to cut it for interval, like
Yeah.
Indian we do. I felt like it was too early. Then only I realized that it's already been like more than an hour and a half since the movie started.
Did they cut the same for you?
It was during the invisible
Flight?
jet
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Same.
In the middle, they just cut it.
Yeah.
So I felt like this movie paid homage to the Richard Donner kind of films. It was fine, and there was a lot of people who were at least aware of the whole cheetah character. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone has read any Wonder Woman comic,
Yeah.
but they were aware of the cheetah character, and they changed her origins from the actual comic,
Yeah.
which is fine. It worked. It's okay. She was more of a henchman rather than being a main villain. And the main villain here is Maxwell Lord. And
Yeah.
there was some criticism saying that, we don't see him transforming into this super being or whatever that fights Wonder Woman. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
But Maxwell Lord is kind of like a Lex Luthor kind of character.
Yeah.
And he is supposed to be this scheming mastermind. And having that information in mind, when you think about the plot, what he does actually, it sounds brilliant. There's not a lot of loopholes in what he does.
Yeah.
Like here's a stone that offers only one wish. How do you get more wishes out of it? He just asks to be the stone, right?
Yeah.
And the way he goes about granting wishes, it's really smart when you think about it.
Yeah.
His motivation is clear. His plan is airtight almost, which also led to the problem on how Wonder Woman resolves it at the end, which I'm also not a big fan. Like her talking through him to all the other people just makes them all renounce the wish. That could have been, tied up a little bit better.
Yeah.
It could have been dealt with a little bit better. It didn't feel as emotional.
Smarter way.
Gal Gadot was fine for the most part. The scene where she actually shined was when she had to relinquish her wish.
Yeah.
Her last scene with Steve Trevor, that was actually really good. I just wish that she was like that through the entire movie, but the other places she was just, either having her serious face or her smiling face, and that's about it. She could have done it better. And then the whole flying scene, it felt really good, but I felt it was misplaced.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
it had a really emotional moment, and then now we are going to supposed to clap for her flying for the first time. That the film has problems, but it's not somewhere like I would say that it's a terrible movie.
I think that scene is like it's too long. Like just end with it, move on. She's
I
just
don't know.
flying for 2 hours.
I still liked it fine. Every movie has problems. I don't
Yeah.
know. I still can't understand why people were celebrating Aquaman more. I actually
Yeah.
didn't think that movie was that great. Seemed to enjoy it. And now I'm not able to understand again why they are not able to enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe there was less Wonder Woman in it. Is that why? But I don't know. The story by itself was still captivating enough. Every actor in this, they commanded the screen whenever they were there.
Yeah.
And everyone was very interesting to watch, be it Chris Pine or Christian Bale or Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Again, giving a wonderful performance.
Yeah. I
This
think
was the
he deserves a nomination.
Sorry?
He deserves a nomination for this one.
Absolutely. This was the kind of charismatic villain that I was expecting in what was that movie? Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
The Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
In
That was a
black mask
Yeah.
played by Obi-Wan. I forgot his actual name. That that was the kind of performance I was expecting from that movie, but I was disappointed in that. But here, he just plays it perfectly. He's very charming.
Yeah.
His plan is, it makes sense. I mean, anyone else would have done the same thing, right? So, it made sense. For the most part, the movie had emotional investment from me.
Yeah. I think for me also the emotions for each character.
I think it's unfair to compare the first movie with this.
Yeah, it is.
There's no way you can give the same kind of movie when you're dealing with something like Wonder Woman, right? For let's say if you want to give the same kind of movie, you're going to have to do let's say Wonder Woman in World War II. That's like another the 20, 30, maybe 20 years or something after the first one.
Yeah.
It doesn't change much. And at that point, people are going to complain that, it just felt like the same as the first movie.
Yeah.
I think Patty Jenkins made a good choice by jumping decades after, where the world is completely different.
Yeah.
From what we saw in World War One.
It's about the oil. It's about the oil war.
Yeah, in a completely different time. And let's place this hero now and see whatever. How does her techniques work?
Yeah.
Like what are the first one was an origin movie where she had this ideals and whatnot about how to save people, what is right, what is wrong, all that. Now jump forward 40 years and the world has changed. Does she still hold on to those ideals? That's actually a nice thing to explore.
Yeah.
And you see her falter, you see her being selfish. She, like the scene where she complains that she still tries to do her best, but it's never enough. What about her? Well, what does she get in return? The one thing she loved is gone. And that's I think that's the theme of this movie, right? I felt that was well made, and I felt like you need to switch it up a little bit, or else you're just going to repeat the same thing.
Yeah.
Having it placed in World War II or whatever, it's not gonna feel fresh. 80s is a crazy time, man, and and I felt like this movie deserved that kind of a flair. Show the fun part from the comics about Wonder Woman. She had lots and lots of zany stuff from the comics, Like the whole
Yeah.
invisible jet, I was like always thinking, how would they even make it,
Yeah.
live action worthy? And they managed to make it. And it's not done in a really great way, but I was like, oh, you're doing that. Okay.
Makes
I
sense.
wasn't put off by it. It felt nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a nice nod.
It's a smarter way, not trying too much, giving it so much attention that it becomes like why, but giving a
Mhm.
nod. I think that's a good thing.
Okay. Someone wants me to allow you to talk. Please
No,
do.
no, no, no. It's all right. Yeah, I think you're saying everything I wanted to say, so that's good. I think for me, just having emotional connect with each and every character on screen, that's very important. And I think the
Mhm.
first film had the criticism that the villain was just bad, like he was just there.
Yeah. And
So
it's crazy to see the same people saying that, oh, we needed a superpowered villain at the end.
yeah, I don't
You
like that.
cannot make anyone these people happy. Man, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I do feel the ending fight with Cheetah was not the best. Like it was not
No, it was
really.
really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't enjoy it.
Cheetah looked like Cheetara from Thundercats, if you remember that old cartoon.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm glad that the fight was very brief. It didn't
yeah.
take too long. It just ended quickly, and we could move on.
Yeah, and after watching so many superhero movies with all having a CGI battle at the end, having something different. It's not about fighting; it's about convincing. It's something different, and I think that only makes it
Exactly.
more special. Instead of just them fighting and who's more powerful and he'll win, it's more about the ideologies fighting instead of them fighting.
Okay, Ankit, I feel like you're a hard man to satisfy, man. It seems like you don't like anything.
No, he likes Star Wars.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, it felt like a nice superhero movie for a change, and we
Yeah,
could definitely use that in this year where
definitely,
we didn't get a lot of superhero movies
and we
this
need
entire
them.
year. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of needed that. We kind of needed a hopeful, cheery kind of movie.
And even the chaos the film shows, it's very similar to today. We all want something. We all want.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can understand. I mean, I would kill for superpower like Wonder Woman, where you can like talk to everyone and make them, realize that instead of relinquish your wish, you like wear a mask.
Yes. Have you seen Unbreakable?
Of course,
I just love it. I think
I
that's my.
watched it when it released back then, man.
Oh,
Way back then.
I cannot beat
And
that.
I was talking about it for years and years, and no one would listen to me. And then once Split came along, people were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it was a nice movie, wasn't it?" I was like, "Yeah."
I think
Unbreakable was, yeah.
my favorite scene from that film is when the kid puts a gun on them just to test it,
Mhm.
and I think the way it's performed, I just love that scene.
Oh yeah, very intense. Glass was a letdown.
Yeah.
Like it could have ended better. I can see what he was trying to go with. Like these heroes or whatever are not enough to change the world.
Yeah.
I can get behind that, but it could have been done a little bit better. At least Bruce Willis's character deserved better.
Yeah.
Oh,
So let's move on. I think again a wonderful movie. We needed this, and I think as we discussed, watching it in on your laptop screen and watching it in theaters makes a big difference. According to what,
I think so.
yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
and I think when the film is made for the big screen, it should be viewed in that way. But of course, I'll
Mhm.
not force anyone. Be safe. Not trying to tell anyone go watch it in theaters, but
I mean, wait a week and then go. It's probably going to be empty.
yeah, for me, I think there was just 10, 15 people. That's it. It was a morning show,
Oh,
so
mine was houseful. I mean, 50%
50%.
houseful.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
that's
a
because it was the first day for show, Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. show.
yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, coming
It,
to
it was fine.
the next film, AK versus AK.
Oh
Sorry for
man.
people who are in Kerala.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't watch. I saw some of the tweets before this movie was announced between
Yeah.
these two, and I was like, it just felt like forced drama. I was put off by it. I didn't plan on watching this.
Okay.
Truth be told. And then I was looking at some of the tweets from people, and it felt like this was actually good. So I just started it, and within the first 10 minutes, it had me.
Yeah.
Like the moment he goes into Anil Kapoor's trailer, and reveals that story, and Anil Kapoor asks what next, and he's like, I don't know, you have to tell me.
Yeah.
That's when it had me. I was like, okay, we are in for a good time.
Yeah. I think
Let's just go with it.
I knew about this project for a long time because the director is one of my favorite of all time. So I knew he's working on something like this, and I saw the trailer. I was not really happy with the trailer because it feels off. Because I think that's one of my criticism for the film itself. That because they are playing their exaggerated version. That's the tone of the film. That's that's how the director wants to pitch it. But for me, it feels little much too much. Like maybe they could have brought it a little down and made it more real instead of I think the dialogue where Anurag is like, how can Nawaz leave me, I made him, it feels too fake to me. But I can understand the tone of the it's consistent throughout. I like that side.
Yeah. It's like once you start watching the movie, you feel like they are not playing themselves. They are playing a character that is named after themselves.
Yeah.
Right? The real life Anil Kapoor and Anurag Kashyap are not going to be like this.
Yeah.
And they make that clear in the first scene itself, where you see Anurag Kashyap walk into that makeup room, being all, boasting about himself and all that. And then Anil Kapoor is like, let's do a film together and all that. That from the first scene, they establish what kind of a movie you're in for and what these characters are. It's not. I hope to God that this is not their actual real life versions, because they both have problems.
Rainfire, I haven't seen it.
Not watching the trailer kind of helped for me, at least.
Okay.
I didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah, I think that sometimes helps a lot.
Yeah.
I remember hearing a critic saying they showed that in the trailer and the first half was all about that. I already knew it, so it was boring, and I didn't like that criticism. That how can you fault the trailer that you knew everything and the first half was boring? It doesn't really make sense to me. So
I don't even know what is up with first half.
Yeah. Okay. The pre-interval.
It just felt like one. It didn't have like acts. First act, second act, or the intermission, proper time to have an intermission.
No, I'm not talking about this film. Some other film.
Okay.
So for them, the saying that I saw that in trailer, and so move the story faster. Like I don't understand that concept.
I guess I can understand that. Trailers these days can have like huge spoilers.
Yeah.
There's an art to trailer cutting.
Yeah.
It should definitely make you want to watch the movie, not give the experience of actually watching the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can get behind it depending on the trailer and the movie.
Yeah. There's a comment saying Master is coming out. Will you go to watch it?
Of course.
It's coming out in Hindi, so I'm happy. If hopefully it releases near me.
Yeah, it's called Vijay the Master, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah. So your thoughts on the you liked it? Anything else?
I loved it. Felt like a perfect movie for an OTT platform.
Yeah.
And the final third act, if you will, or the last part had problems, like the whole reveal and everything that felt like it was forced. Like you could have ended the movie with before Anil Kapoor goes to the hospital to visit Anurag Kashyap.
Yeah.
You could have ended the
movie
and it would have been fine.
Even I thought that's the end, but I didn't like the fact that they showed everything, like it was self-understood. But maybe they just wanted to show how each and every one was.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
twist was unnecessary. It didn't add much. I don't know. It just felt mean spirited.
Chat, I'll not watch Master in Hindi, don't
Mean
worry.
spirited. Yeah, I mean, if you're not gonna understand anything in Tamil, right? So might as well watch it in Hindi and at least get the movie.
Hopefully subtitles are there. Hopefully.
Why? For Hindi?
No, for Tamil version.
I don't count on it. I mean,
Yeah.
there will be for overseas release. I don't expect them to have them
We
in
have
the
to.
Indian releases. So yeah,
I think I
not
remember
really.
I once asked the PVR management and they said it takes a week for the subtitle version to come. But till then they only play with
Actually,
the.
no. The overseas versions they come with subtitles.
Okay.
Like
No, the
whenever I
Indian.
watch
I'm
a
talking
Tamil
about
film,
Mumbai.
Mumbai, yeah, I don't know. Within India, I think it's hard.
Yeah. Uh, and AK vs. AK again, really enjoyed it. Actually, I made a video yesterday about the film in the style of the film itself. Kind of someone else is shooting me and recording my. It's like a documentary way of how I make a review. And
Okay.
then there's a twist at the end, the way the film does it. So I tried something on that note. And yeah, talking about like some people just say, oh, it's just about fun, entertaining, and they're not getting the subtext of the film. And I think the
There is no
timing,
subtext.
no, there definitely is. It's
I mean, what
actually
the subtext is that these are assholes. Yeah.
no, that's the one way to say it. No, it talks about no Bollywood. It talks about stardom. The
Yeah, but that's not even a subtext. It's like an word text. It's like it's not something that you didn't know or
yeah,
anyone didn't know, right?
yeah,
It's not like we are talking about caste politics or how the common man is being swayed by advertisement or something like that. No, Bollywood is shit.
no,
Or any film industry for that matter. Sorry, any film industry for that matter is shit. It's a cutthroat world. People who are at the top are going to be at the bottom the next day. It's very fluctuating. Yeah, it's not a subtext. It's just a movie built on that idea.
yeah,
You take people, men with really fragile egos, and then you just make them clash. And what is the extent that they would go to?
yeah,
And that's the premise. And it was entertaining because not only because of the premise but I feel because of these two people as well, like the history that they shared
yeah,
and how comfortable they are to portray this kind of. None of them come out looking good after this movie, right?
yeah, yeah,
They both are assholes. And for Anurag, it might not seem like a big deal. He kind of likes to wear that as a badge. Like, yeah, he might be a really nice person in real life, but I don't think he has problems portraying himself as a baddie.
yeah,
But for someone like Anil Kapoor to, stoop to that, I mean, to come out of that comfort zone and do this,
yeah,
it felt nice. He still doesn't go too far with it where he's like an actual asshole to his fans or anything. He still tries to take photos and all that with his selfies and whatnot. He's frustrated, but you kind of feel for him.
yeah.
So I mean, it worked because of these two. I don't think anyone else would have made it work as much as these two. I mean, only other choice would be again Anurag Kashyap and Nawazuddin Siddiqui. But I don't know, that would have gone a whole other direction.
I think for
Need someone
them,
like Anil Kapoor who has like a squeaky clean reputation, and see him what happens to that man when he goes through a bad day, right?
yeah,
It's like the Joker's philosophy in the Killing Joke. Like all
yeah,
it takes is like one
one bad
bad
day.
day.
Yeah,
So it was fun to see that, like slowly unraveling his psyche. The end portion, I have a couple of problems. Even the end portion where Anurag Kashyap like kind of begs for his life, it didn't feel natural.
yeah,
But I was still okay to live with that. And then the whole reveal thing happened in the hospital. I was like, you lost me, movie. But I've already loved and enjoyed you so far that I'm not gonna bother about this. This
Yeah.
is more like a post-credit scene. I'm not even worried about this.
Yeah.
Salman
And
Khan should have been there. Oh, if it was Salman Khan driving the car, then yeah, Anil Kapoor is dead, man.
no, it
End
was
of
a
movie.
driver. It was a
Yeah.
driver. Have you seen Bhavesh Joshi?
Oh yeah.
Do you like it?
Uh, Again, I liked it for the most part. Two-thirds. The last
Okay.
part was like, you're going too crazy with this concept. Dial it down.
With the ending, I felt
Yeah,
like
I
it
mean, the
was
whole
very
climax and ending,
Dark Knight inspired.
yeah, him turning into this. The point is, I felt the point of the movie was to show that uh, a superhero in real life doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? That's what gets his friend killed.
Yeah.
And they should have stuck with it and showed alternate ways where a man can make a difference in a realistic world.
Yeah.
But they maintained the realistic world till the two-thirds of the movie, and then the last third they just went all in superhero. You cannot have both these in the same movie. You have to commit to either one.
Okay.
So
Valid.
that's when I felt like, okay, they're going a little bit too far with this. I think Vikramaditya has this whole problem with last act of his films.
Udan was good.
uh, I'm trying to remember.
Ronit
Yeah,
Roy, the father.
I don't seem to have any complaints about it. It's been too long, but yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think,
we could have done without the whole reveal, right? It
yeah.
didn't add much.
And yeah,
But this is
my.
the Sonam Kapoor film that I've ever seen.
This nice one.
The only place that I didn't like her acting was when she actually acts, like in that award
Yeah.
thing at the end. It was like clearly like, oh, could have got someone else, please.
Yeah. I think my one last point would be about OTT platform. Now I feel like this could never have been in theaters. Like no one would have paid money for this, even after Bhavesh Joshi being like such a disaster in the box office.
Yeah. And this film is not meant to be watched in a theater.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One is the whole concept of it is not meant as a theatrical experience. The second thing is the whole documentary kind of feel is going to give you a headache
Yeah.
if you watch it on the big screen. I've tried and I know.
Yeah.
There was this one film where the film was completely in first person view. It's an English film. I forgot its name. I made the mistake of
Oh,
watching it in the
Henry.
theater.
Henry. It's something Henry, right?
Yeah, Henry something.
Uh,
Um, so you get the movie, right?
yeah.
I watched it in the theater and I had the worst headache for a week.
Yeah. I saw the trailer
So
and I got a headache.
yeah, it's not meant to be watched in theater. So and yeah, this film didn't necessarily have to be watched in a theater.
Yeah.
OTT thing.
Yeah. Also, do you think with OTT coming in now, even in Tamil, Telugu, it's branching out. Do you think now we will get like the box office figure, and with Corona and the pandemic, the box office will slowly start to disappear? The importance, even the audience was getting into, oh, this film made 50 crore, so we have to watch it, and it was not about the merit.
I don't know. Frankly, like the whole OTT thing, there are a lot of merits to it than demerits.
Yeah.
Like every Friday, we have at least 5 or 6 films releasing here in Tamil Nadu. Like when
Yeah.
things were fine
Yeah.
and normal, we had 5 to 6 films releasing, and not all of them got theaters, and not all of them deserve to be, released in a theater. Not saying that in a bad way, saying that they would have benefited more with an OTT platform back then.
Yeah.
Smaller films. I think they work better on OTT platforms. Have
Yeah.
like the big star films in theaters so that people have a choice.
Yeah.
to watch certain films here and watch certain films there. Yeah, film like Master, that's going to bring in a lot of people, and you want to watch it with that kind of a frenzy. Go for the theater,
Yeah.
absolutely. But film like AK versus AK or any other smaller film, OTT is perfect. Like all these films that have been held up in production hell for a long time, like Balaji Tharanitharan's second film, the guy who made uh, the two Vijay Sethupathi movies, Sita Kari and the first one, Nadula Konja Pakatha Kanam. He had a second film that's been like in the shelf for a very long time. They finally released it on an
Okay.
OTT platform like 2 days ago.
Oh.
And all these other films that have been held up are now aiming to release it in OTT platforms.
Yeah.
So OTT makes it more accessible, more easier for people to release their films and reach the right audience. It's changing the ecosystem, and so far I'm seeing more positives to it than negatives.
Yeah. And I think
So
the way the intermission has impacted the screenplay writing in India, that will also go away.
yeah, man, we don't have to do songs, we don't have to do intermission breaks. It's so liberating, right?
Yeah.
OTT gives you, I mean, it's still going to come under censorship, and that's going to change a lot of things. But other than that, it is still liberating to write for an OTT platform, especially for upcoming writers
Yeah.
and directors. And, it's an easy bet for producers as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how the whole financial ecosystem works, but for the most part, I feel like it's a safe bet than releasing it in theaters.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you're in direct contact with them, so I don't know.
Yeah. So Sayed in the chat is, I think, one of a screenwriter. He's writing a film right now in Malayalam.
Mhm.
So he's happy about not having an intermission.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm writing one as well, and they. For me, I'm debating between just continuing the story or having like a huge thing just for putting the intermission card.
Yeah.
It sucks your soul, but what else can you do?
It's a hardcore entry. Yes. Thanks, Sayed.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, thanks, Saeed.
So, guys, that's the end of the discussion. If there's anything you want to ask, let us know in the chat, and we'll be wrapping up soon. It's 9:26, so just 4 more minutes and we'll end. Thank you for
Okay.
joining us, and thank you, Kishore, for taking your
I know
time.
I didn't yeah, I mean, I know I didn't let you speak for
No, no,
a
no.
lot.
It's
So if you have any questions now, or if you want to get your thoughts across.
no. I think my thoughts are out in the videos I made, so it was just about having you on board and discussing about these things. Kishore, when are you gonna put out more videos?
January, I promise. Like I said, I haven't released a new video in like 3 months. I wasn't relaxing. I was taking a break to try other writing stuff,
Yeah.
like trying to learn how to write a proper script and whatnot. I've been working on stuff, but I know that I haven't given the channel much attention. But I'm gonna start. I have a concept ready. It's about Vijay. It's gonna probably. I have to release it before Master, so time is ticking, and I know that I will do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can expect, and then you can expect regular videos every month, starting then. Hopefully,
Great.
you never know.
Great to hear that. I think Masters is on 15th, right? 15th
Yeah,
Jan. Yeah.
Pongal.
Yeah.
So I'll be here. In my hometown. That's the thing. I'm in my hometown now. It's
Yeah.
Kadalur. It's a smaller town, but thing is, I didn't want to watch Wonder Woman here because one thing I would only be able to watch it in Tamil and with an audience who doesn't understand jack shit
Yeah.
about this whole mythos. Because I spent years and years during my school and college times here being the only guy getting Superman Returns or Hulk and clapping at scenes and no one else
Yeah.
does. But yeah, Wonder Woman I wanted to watch in the city, which I did, and it was fun. People enjoyed it, clapped at the right moment. But Master is something that I want to watch here. This
Yeah.
is the perfect crowd for Master.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I'll be staying here till Pongal and watching Master and then only leaving.
I think for me it will be my first Vijay film.
Mhm.
Any other I should
Oh,
watch before
really?
that?
I mean, it's not a sequel or anything, but yeah, I think you'll have fun. Go watch it.
I think my major draw is the director, Lokesh Kangaraj,
For me
because
too. For me too. I mean,
yeah,
Kaidi was totally unexpected for me.
yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Managaram was good, but Kaidi was something else, man. So if he brings like at least 50 to 60 percentage of that energy into this, I'll be happy.
yeah.
So let's
I
see.
I I didn't like Kethi as a film, but I just love the ambition and to make something different instead of having dance and making
And
it
the balls
simple.
to, just let you know what the story is going to be about in the first 10 minutes and then
Yeah,
still make you invested in it.
yeah,
That takes talent.
yeah, yeah,
Like, this is even before you see the hero, you know that this is the story.
yeah.
Okay, but I'm still excited to see how you're going to do it.
And I think
So,
with
yeah.
Vikram also, and he has a
Uh,
lot of projects coming.
oh, yeah. That I'm excited too. I mean, I don't know if you know that Kamal made a
Yeah,
film called Vikram
yeah,
back then.
yeah,
It had Dimple Kapadia, Gabbar Singh. What's his
yeah.
actual name?
Yeah.
Man, how can I forget that?
Amjad Khan.
Amjad
Yeah, Amjad Khan.
Khan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those big actors in it. It's really fun. It's very ambitious. It didn't do well. So, yeah, Sai has a lot of questions about my little pitch film that I did. I think that's we can take it. You can just contact me in my Instagram or Twitter, Sai, then I'll be happy to answer your questions. I don't want to bore the audience here with those details.
Have you watched Udan? I think Tupaki is my favorite Vijay film. It's the I think it was
Tupaki.
Tupaki. It was remade
Tupaki.
Tupaki.
I'm not going to let you go until you pronounce it right. No, I'm just
Tupaki.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it was remade in Hindi, right? As
Oh yeah, Holiday.
Holiday. Yeah,
Don't watch
yeah.
it.
I have seen it.
Akshay Kumar, man, has a different kind of charisma. It's he cannot do the kind of films that we do in the South.
Yeah,
Like even Lakshmi Bomb, you should see the original with the actual director. Raghava
yeah,
Lawrence does a way better job from
yeah.
whatever little scenes that I've seen. Akshay Kumar is your macho man. He's like one degree more flexible than Salman Khan. That's it. Okay, he's slightly flexible than Salman Khan. Salman Khan cannot even turn his head.
Yes.
Just walks like this. He's slightly more than that.
Yeah.
For him to do something like stuff like what Vijay does or Raghava Lawrence does, you need someone like Hrithik Roshan or all these other good actors.
Yeah. So there's
that kind
a news came out that Vikram Vedha remake is happening with Saif and Hrithik.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Tamil version itself.
Yeah, same
Because
here.
the other two movies that the directors made before this is like completely at a different level.
Yeah.
This felt like a toned down version, for like a step down for them. But I can still see it working really well in Hindi,
Yeah.
depending on who does which role.
Hrithik is doing the gangster.
Ugh.
I also wanted opposite, but
Do you think gangster?
no. But
I don't know.
I was impressed by his performance in Super 30.
Yeah, but no. Even then, he was way too charming.
Yeah.
The Tamil version had Madhavan and Vijay Sethupathi,
Yeah.
and they made a good choice of making Madhavan the police.
Yeah.
And Vijay Sethupathi actually comments on how good looking he is.
Yeah.
So that's different, but I don't know, man. Saif Ali Khan again I've seen him play this cop role in Sacred Games, and he was the weakest link in Sacred Games, acting wise.
But it was his best performance, so we can judge according to that.
It might be his best performance,
Yeah. But he was the weakest.
yeah, he was the weakest. They killed off Radhika Apte way too soon.
Yeah. Even the
Uh,
creators are not happy they did that.
Yeah, they killed her off way too soon. They could have waited anyway, but I don't know. I'm cautiously excited, if you will.
And Ritik actually replaced Amir Khan.
Oh man, that's a missed opportunity now. Amir Khan, he might have been. I don't know, man. If he did anything like Doom 3, then we are in trouble. But he might have been able to pull this off. Hrithik, I don't know. End up like that war movie
Yeah.
where everyone is just drooling over Hrithik. I just hope that they don't go that route. Let's see.
Yeah, even the
It'll be
actors. Yeah.
interesting. Oh yeah, man.
Saf
Yeah, Tiger.
Omkara is his best.
Uh,
Yeah, actually,
See, there's this thing. Acting intense and angry is like it's like the first level of acting. It's like really easy to
yeah,
pull off if you think about it. So it's actually easy for those kind of actors who are not really great at acting to pull off that kind of role.
yeah,
Be it Omkara or even John Abraham in that one movie with Katrina Kaif where he turns into a terrorist or whatnot. Like keeping a serious face and being angry all the time,
yeah.
that's easy to pull off. Actually, more easy than you think.
I think even the race movies are the same.
No, they were trying to be stylish. That's a whole different thing. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I think it's time to wrap up. It's 1.5 hours now. So thank you for watching, and thank you, Kishore, for coming. So wonderful having you. It's amazing discussing. You have some
Yeah.
great insights, and no, we may not agree on a lot of things, but I think it's really good to know different perspectives.
If we just agreed on everything,
No, about Star Wars and Dark and all of that. So
that's fine. It's bringing in new perspectives.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm happy to be here. And you seem to have a really nice, engaging audience.
Yeah.
So yeah, always happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you again, and thank you everyone, and we'll see you next time. When is the next live? Let me take a breath, buddy. Thank you, Sayed. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Next
See ya.
year.
No, actually not. We will wait for that. See ya, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.